Hello everyone and welcome to all the students from Europe Hotel School. It's a real pleasure to be part of your online learning journey. As an expert in modern hospitality operations, I get really excited about what truly makes a hotel tick. And today, we're going to go behind the scenes. We're not just talking about the beautiful lobby or the guest suites. No, we're diving deep into the engine room of the whole operation, the back of house.
Now take a look at this. This quote right here, this is the core idea of everything we're going to talk about today. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You just can't deliver that 5-star wow experience for your guests if you don't have a 5-star commitment to your own team. Everything, and I mean everything, a guest experiences is built on what happens behind the scenes. It's all about that foundation of support and pride. So, where do we even start building that foundation? Well, you might be surprised. It starts the second a new hire says yes to the job offer. That's right, from that very moment. Our first pillar, and it's a big one, is a smooth, seamless onboarding process. And let's be clear, this is not just about filling out forms. It's the very first impression you make. It's your first chance to show your new team member what your hotel is all about and how much you value them.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. I want you to think of this list not as a friendly suggestion, but as the absolute, non-negotiable blueprint for any top-tier hotel. First off, all that paperwork, it needs to be digital and done before they even walk in the door. Day one is for connection, not for forms. Second, they need to be able to log into everything, the PMS, their email, you name it, from minute one. And finally, those little touches, a nice welcome kit, a locker that's clean and ready for them, they might seem small, but wow, do they send a powerful message that you're organized and you actually care.
And the impact of getting this right versus getting it wrong, it's literally night and day. Just look at this. On one side, you've got the day one morale killer. Imagine it's your first day and you can't even log into the system. You don't have a locker, you feel lost, confused, and frankly, a little bit disrespected. It's an awful start. But on the other side, you've got a day one brand ambassador. They walk in, everything works, they feel welcomed, and they're excited and ready to learn. As leaders, the choice of which path to take, well, it's 100% on us.
All right, moving on to our second pillar. Let's talk about the uniform. Now, it's so easy to just think of it as, well, clothes, but it's so much more than that. Especially for your front of house team, that uniform is basically the hotel's brand walking and talking. It's their professional armor, a real badge of pride, and we absolutely have to treat it that way.
And you know, the details here are everything. Of course, it has to look the part. It's got to match the hotel's whole vibe. And the fabric, it needs to be tough enough for the job and right for the climate. But here's the part that I think is the most important, and it's something you can never ever skip: a professional fitting. A uniform that fits perfectly, it's not just about looking sharp. It's about how it makes that person feel. It gives them this incredible boost of confidence and pride in their work.
Okay, so you see this number on the screen, 10 to 15%. What's that all about? Well, think of it as your uniform insurance policy. It's the contingency stock you absolutely need to have on hand. Because what happens when a uniform gets torn or a team member needs a different size? You don't want them waiting days or weeks. With this buffer, you can fix the problem on the spot, no delays, no excuses, just seamless professionalism.
Of course, a great uniform is only half the battle, right? You also need super clear professional grooming standards to go with it. It's all about creating that polished, total look. The why behind it is pretty simple, really. When you're promising a luxury experience, every single detail matters. From hair and jewelry to your policy on tattoos, it all has to come together to project that same high standard. That kind of consistency is what professionalism is all about.
Okay, this brings us to our final pillar. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. It's about your cultural commitment to your people, and you show that commitment in the design of your back of house. Think about it. The spaces where your team starts their day, eats lunch, takes a break, that environment tells the real story. It's the truest test of what your hotel's culture is really like.
So what does a great back of house actually look like? Well, let's break it down. We're talking about a staff cafeteria with good food and a comfortable place to actually sit and enjoy it. We're talking about locker rooms that are clean, safe, and not cramped. Maybe even a dedicated wellness room, a quiet space for someone to just breathe and decompress for a few minutes. Even the back office needs to be organized and efficient. When you invest in these spaces, the message you're sending is loud and clear. We see you, we respect you, and we care about you.
And this quote, man, this just hits the nail on the head. You can hang all the fancy mission statements you want on the walls saying, "We value our people."
But you know what? If the food in the staff canteen is terrible, that's the only message they're going to hear. A great meal prepared with care, maybe even by your own fantastic chefs, that's not just food. It's a real, tangible sign of respect that you give your team every single day.
So, as we wrap up, it's so important to see how all these pieces connect. A great onboarding, pride in appearance, and a respectful back of house, they aren't just separate items on a checklist. No way. They're all part of the same strategy. When you pay close attention to these internal details, you're not just managing employees, you're building a real team. A team that feels proud, feels respected, and is totally empowered to deliver that incredible guest experience you've promised. So I want to leave you with a question for you to carry with you as you build your careers. This isn't just some academic thought experiment. Your answer to this will literally shape the kind of leader you become. So here it is. As a future leader, how are you going to design a back of house that gives your team the same 5-star respect you expect them to give your guests? Really think about that. Because getting that right, that's the secret to true hospitality excellence.